Perfect. All right, we are back trying this again. I apologize. We have some technical difficulties. For some reason, something's going on with my feed. My camera is not, there we go. Now we're back. I apologize. I had to get back on. For some reason, my image wasn't coming on. So we are definitely back. So, but we're back. Oh, a little scary, man. I didn't want to embarrass myself here before our guests come on. But again, your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Network coming at you. All right, with another edition, the Unscripted Sportscast. As I mentioned earlier, we took a little bit of a week off last week. It was my some preparations. We had my son's first Holy Communion, my baby boy, my youngest, Cameron. Shout out to him. And we had some preparations for the family. It was also the NCAA championship game on Monday. And today I'm doing the solo. My boy Cricket is unable to join us today. But he'll be back short. He'll be back soon. I know he's going to miss his great interview that we have. We have a dual star athlete coming on the show today. All right. His name is Rayquan Smith. All right. Great dude. Great story. Just like you heard from the other ones that we've had. I mean, it just individuals, a star dual athlete at Norfolk State University and Virginia State University. You don't want to miss this. You're going to love his story. Has a great background. This kid is like unreal, man. Entrepreneur, great young man, great head over his shoulder. It's going to be awesome. So don't want to miss that. We also got to talk a little bit about the play-in tournament. We have the play-in tournament starting this week, all right, before the playoffs. And I'm gonna give you my takeaways and predictions and all that good stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna, this year is a little interesting with the West, and we're gonna get busy with the West for the play-in tournament as well. Again, I apologize. I had some technical difficulties, so I'm trying to scramble around here. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to scramble around here with the with Rumble on the other side. I apologize for any of the Rumble viewers. I won't be able to like mess around with the actual chat here, but I'll be able to answer anyone that's from anyone that goes on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. And I apologize for that, guys. Scrambling a little bit here. I had some unexpected technical difficulties, but again, we got Rayquan Smith joining us in a few minutes. Again, this kid has a great story, great background, running back, a sleeper in the draft. Can't wait to hear his story. Can't wait to hear his journey. And we got to get to him. In the meantime, why don't we start talking a little bit about some NBA and play-in tournament in the meantime while we wait for Rayquan. So what do you guys? So we have the play-in tournament starting pretty soon here today, this week. Just check it out over here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. There you go. We got the West and the East play-in tournament starting this week. All right. And we have in the East, the 9-10 game is the Heat against the Bulls, and the winner takes on the loser of the 7-8 game, which is the Hawks and the Magic. In the West, we have the 9-10 game, which is Dallas against the Kings. Man, how's Dallas fallen? And of course, they take on the winner there, takes on the loser of the 7-8, the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. Bang, bang, John Moran. Pretty great. The West, I'm going to start with the West because they're pretty tight themselves, man. All right. You know what I mean? The West is pretty tight themselves. They have some issues. This is going to be tough. If the A seed is either Memphis or Golden State, Oklahoma City is going to have a tough time. Not going to lie. Oklahoma City is going to have a really tough time. The play-in tournament, man, I think the Kings are going to beat Dallas. That's probably a given. No Luka Doncic. Kyrie's hurt. Mr. Street Clothes is probably not going to be worth killing in Anthony Davis. So it's going to be one of those things that, let me go ahead and switch cameras, guys. I apologize about that. There you go. Let's do that. Going back to that, like I said, Anthony Davis is going to not be much of a factor. I think at this point, it's a given that he may not be. He's not the Anthony Davis that we gotten from a few years back. So, with that being said, I think the Kings more talented. All right, Levine, DeRozan. All right, the OGs. You know what I'm saying? You got Sabonis, Keegan Murray, more and more debt. They're going to take. This is going to be a hands down winner. The interesting game is the Golden State Warriors against uh, the um, the Memphis Grizzlies. This is a much even matchup. I am going to give the nod to the Golden State Warriors because they've just been on fire and completely resurging with after the trade, after trading for Jimmy Butler. And we all know that Jimmy still has a little bit of tank in the gas, whether you like Jimmy Butler or not, whether you think he's a prima donna, whether you think he's a head case, whatever the case may be. We know the switch turns in the playoffs when Jimmy is just doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, this is where we're at. I am going to send another invite here just because I had to refresh. I am going to send another invite just in case to our guest here today. All right. So, yeah, so Jimmy Butler, we know what Jimmy Buckets can do in the playoffs, and that's why I'm picking a part that you got, you still have whatchamacallit. You have Steph Curry, who is one of the greatest players of all time. All right. Use this one just in case. First one. All right, let me go ahead and yeah, let me tell Mr. Rayquan Smith. Yeah, use this one. Sorry about that, folks. Had some issues with the first link. You know what I'm saying? The first show kind of got messed up a little bit. So I'm replying here to our guest. He's actually in the first link, and that one we have to get out. So let him use this one. I apologize for that. That's all my bad here. Let's see, we're about to get in here real quick. So yeah, we're about to have Saquon in here shortly. I'm just having some technical difficulties. Sorry about that. But usually we don't have those many issues. That's my bad. No, he's here. All right, folks. Rayquan Smith just joined the chat, the actual stream. I'm about to bring him on. All right. Like I mentioned earlier, we have dual athlete. All right, both in football and track. All right, for Norfolk State University, Virginia State University. We got a great young man here who's gonna be awesome here, man. Just I can't wait to hear his story. Mr. Rayquan, how are you, my man? I appreciate you being patient.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
I
Thank you for
apologize, man. We started the stream and something happened that I had to get off, and then we started a new one. So as soon as you were like, "Oh crap," the first link I sent him most likely is not going to work. That's why I sent you a second one, man. Thank you for
Okay,
being patient.
yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Welcome to the show, my man. How are you, man? How's it going?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I just left work. I'm a track head coach on the
Okay.
side, while I'm getting ready for
Yeah.
the upcoming draft and everything.
Nice, man. And I know. Let me ask you a question. You've been pretty busy, man, the last couple months between pro days, workouts with with teams and stuff like that. Tell us a little bit of how is that experience going on, man? How's it going with these pro days and some of these workouts? Because you've been doing, like what 4 or 5 already since like March. You've been on
Man,
it.
I did a few. I think I only did like two or three. I had like a national pro day. I've
Mm-hmm.
been having my own pro day with my own
Okay.
my pre pro day with my like workout people. Then I had a CFL tryout. I'm just trying to get anything I can get, any opportunity I can get. If it's nearby and I can get to it, I'm going to get it. Because it's never too many opportunities you can't get. The more numbers I can produce and the more film I can get of me doing things in front of people, can see me do different things. It'll help me help my radar to get the next level.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the grind doesn't stop for you, my man. You know what I mean?
No
Everything they
sir.
say about you is that you're a grinder. You're an individual that just kind of burned the candle at both sides, man. You work on and off the field, constantly trying to make your brand better. With that being said, tell us a little bit about your background, man. A little bit about yourself. What can you tell the audience who the man is Rayquan Smith, man?
Oh man, just born and raised from Richmond, Virginia.
Hmm.
I went to high school, played football, ran track. I
Hmm.
got a family background for football and track. So I've been doing a lot of things from there. Uh, I went to Norfolk State University, played football there, and ran track there. Season ended in 2021 due to an
Hmm.
injury. Recovered from the injury back in 2020 to 2022. Got back healthy in 2023. Didn't play football. Went to run track, get back in shape, because the injury put me like in a depressing mode. So like I got a little big and everything, just in
Hmm.
that situation. So I had to get back into shape and everything ready for my next journey. And I graduated. Once I graduated, I said, I bet I'm gonna go back to the gridiron, play football and run track, and get ready for the next level. Because at the end of the day, like my dream goal is to go to the next level, no matter what's NFL, UFL, or CFL. I want to go to the next level. So that's what I've been doing right now, and just grinding, just trying to get my name out there. I'm great at marketing, so I'm marketing myself as well. I ran the times, I did the markets and everything. I might not have a productive, good career as far as like number wise, but the film don't lie. Once I get the ball or I get in the field and everything, I make things change. I make plays.
That's great, man. Now that you said that, you market yourself well. Um, Bunch of outlets after doing some research on you, man, kind of dubbed you the king of NIL, man. Can you give us a little bit about that? Weren't you on also? What was the Kevin Garnett podcast he has? What was the name of it? Young Lions or something
It
like that?
it's called KG Certified, but
Yeah.
I was his first athlete on there, like his
Uh
first
huh.
person on the Kevin Garnett. This is a young lion, basically somebody that just a pioneer in the space of NIL. I started in 2021 July.
Hmm.
I started because you could get deals and brand deals, and I didn't know too much about it coming to Norfolk State, where they didn't tell you nothing about it. I did my own
Hmm.
research, and I reached out to 100 companies just to see what's gonna happen. I woke up, I sent the emails. Woke up next day, only 3 responded, and 2 was a no, and 1 was yes. By Smart
Hmm.
Cut, Smart Cut was like my first NIL deal, and I seen someone else from another school get a deal for like 400K, and I'm trying to figure like, bro, I want that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I might can't get one deal off that, but I know if I could get a lot of deals to equal the same amount of money, that'd be good. And so that's when I started researching and figuring out more I could do. And I started just emailing companies and just taking a chance. At the end of the day, the worst somebody could tell me is no. If somebody tell me no, I'd be like, okay, thank you for your responding because you didn't have to respond. Then I just keep going. My biggest deal at that time was East Bay. Then I worked up to a professional hockey team. Then
Okay.
coach. My latest deal was just Tylenol. I just posted like 2 or 3 days, 2 weeks ago. Like I
I
told
saw the
people when they
commercial.
asked, yeah. So when they asked me about that, I'm like, man, the worst thing somebody can tell you is no. Like when I email these scouts or talk to these scouts and everything, man, the worst thing a scout can tell me is no. We don't think it's the best fit for you and all that. And I could be like, thank you for even allowing me to talk to me and everything because they didn't have to go out their way to talk to me anyway. So, just keep pushing, keep grinding. I know rejection is not, oh, they don't want you. No, it's just work a little harder to get what you need to be at. And they might come around next time, something like this. Well, we think we want you and everything. You never know what happens.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, that's not just a great story or a great model to live by, right? What's the worst that could happen is no, I just knock on another door. That's just a great mentality to have in life overall, man. You know what I mean? Whether it's during football and life after football. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
really, really solid mentality. And a lot of young kids, especially when you started doing this, what, 2021? You're probably what, like 20 years old, 21 years
Nah,
old,
I
more or
was
less?
just turning 19.
19. Look at that, even below 20.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying? At that age.
my birthday July 11th, so it started
Okay.
July 1st. So I just turned 19.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Shout out to you, man. What advice would you give a let's say a guy that's like going to be a senior in high school, like the following season, right? A year before they actually, a player with your status because you won a bunch of championships in the high school. You were pretty well known in your area. You know what I mean? What advice would you give them? Can they get started early on maybe trying to trying to reach out for some deals, some brands, in order to get some, some money in their pocket, because everybody needs money in their pocket, especially a college student, regardless of the scholarship. What advice would you give somebody young
The
to?
advice I was telling him is, everybody wants deals, money deals, and all that stuff. But what I was telling him is, look, in high school, just build your portfolio, build your status, your consecration,
Hmm.
your following. Then when you get to college, your status is gonna pop up even more because you're playing a sport where people are gonna know you by.
Mm.
So once you get to college, you're gonna get a bigger push in the status regardless, because the sport you're playing. So when you get there, then you can leverage more because now you at the school. And the school,
Okay.
whatever school you go to is going to help you leverage it because now people are seeing that NIL is something that they need to use. So now the school going to try to help you to leverage that deal, leverage your platform and stuff to get right and everything. And I also tell people just be mindful of what you do. Every deal is not a good deal, and not every money is good money either because some people try to take advantage of you because you're not going to know right or wrong. So
I
that's just
got you.
something you can look out for and all that too. Because when I first started, I didn't do it for the money. Yes, I wanted money, but I
Hmm.
knew the bigger picture was building the connections and network on different companies. Because at the end of the day, once it's over, it's over. But you will still have the connections afterwards to do bigger things afterwards. Either work with them, or they want to work
Hmm.
with you, or just big stuff. Just the connection that you can have.
You actually figured out on your own without any hands-on experience on how kind of the world work, right? It's a lot of, yeah, people look at your quality and your quality of work, but also it's who you know. You need to create that
Yeah,
connection to get that opportunity to, so then to show exactly what you could offer to the table, man. You're definitely ahead of your years, man. You know what I mean? When it comes to that part of the world, you know what I'm saying? Congrats to you, my man. That's really
thank you.
refreshing to see. Not a lot of kids your age, man, at 19, would kind of put that stuff together and have that drive, man. Would you say that that drive is because kind of you grew up? I read that you lost your pops early on in your life, right? And you're
Yeah,
and you
at 12,
and you're
12 years old,
12 years old, and your mom raised what, five siblings with her all boys?
all boys.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Did that adversity early on kind of is one of the reasons you work so hard at everything you do?
I just know, like, out of five boys, I mean, somebody gotta provide eventually,
Hmm.
and do what we gotta do. I just wanted to make sure my mom is straight and all that, and do everything I gotta do. At the end of the day, I was gonna do what I need to do to making myself a better person. Always want to be better than the next person. I got three older brothers in front of me. I always want to be next better than all of them.
Hmm.
That's the goal. My youngest brother, I'm trying to make sure he's better than me. Do stuff that he gotta do right, so he don't be ahead of me, because at this age, I wasn't doing what he was doing because
Gotcha.
I already been through it. I know already, so I could teach him and guide him to make sure he do the right things to make sure that everything's good in place. And just losing my dad at an early age, in middle school, it's hard because he didn't get to see everything I'm doing now. It always been a mental toll because me and him we got the same birthday.
Wow.
So,
Tough.
we got to have the same birthday. So, like, if I'm 12, he was 42. If I'm 13, he was 43. So, like, we was like the ages, we was always connecting, always together. So, every time my birthday come around, I make sure that I remember myself, I'm doing it for me, I'm doing it for him, I'm doing it for everybody around because I like he couldn't see it and watch me do it. So, that's why every time I go out there and go for trials and everything, I just know I'm not doing it for myself, I'm doing it for everybody that, helped me get to where I am now.
He's looking down on you, bro. And he's very proud because that's a sign not just of a mature young man, but you're going to be a great dad because the way that you're, you know what I'm saying? The way that you're looking at your brother, your younger brother, and the way you look up to your older brothers, you know what I'm saying? Being that guy like in the middle is tough. You know what I'm saying? You're always battling with the older ones. You know what I'm saying? Competing, getting into fights and stuff like that with them. You know what I mean, right? It's like that's part of
Yeah,
growing up. I was a younger brother myself, man, until I got taller than my brother, and kind of the even fields. But you know how it is, just part of growing up. But you're gonna be a hell of a dad, bro, because just that mentality and the way you think from a sibling standpoint, a son. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I think your old man is very, very proud of you, and probably
thank you.
smiles every time you hit that field, bro. You know what I mean?
Of
So,
course.
um, let me ask you a question. So, you say you did have a tryout for the BC Lions, right, earlier
Yes.
this month. So that was like a team tryout, right, for a
Yeah,
CFL
it
team.
was I mean, it was a trial they had.
Hmm.
People came to Washington D.C. and they tried out to see,
Okay.
just to try out. I came there to see what I got. I killed it. So the tryout they cut people through the tryout.
Okay.
So we started with like 20 running backs and we did it with four, and I didn't
Oh
get cut.
wow.
So I feel like I put on a good performance in front of them. Unfortunately, I didn't hear nothing back, and training camp started in May. At the end of the day. But at the
Okay.
point that I still went out there, did what I had to do. Got some film off of it, off of that. So hopefully, another CFL team, or they want to come back around and want to bring me on a training camp. I'm always gonna be ready. I stay ready, so I gotta get ready.
Absolutely, man. Don't waste any opportunity. I'm glad that you're spreading everything around, right? Just you're focusing on the NFL, you're focusing on the other pro football leagues, CFL, whatever the case, whoever comes calling. That's a good strategy
Yes,
to
sir.
have. Absolutely, man. Let me see here. What other running backs do you kind of compare yourself? Who's your competition? How do you measure up? In other words, let me just rephrase this. How do you measure up to the other running backs, like the guys from the bigger schools and the D1 schools, right? That get, they have the coverage, right? How do you measure
Yeah.
up? Like, what do you see yourself in
I
comparison?
mean, a lot of people try to say that me and Ashton Genty had the same
Hmm.
size build. 5'9". He's like 216, I'm 215.
Hmm.
We look the same and all that. Probably the same speed, ran 4.4. So the people say I look like him, like comparison wise. I mean, I'm who I'm who I am.
Yep.
Fast, speed, powerful. I could catch. I could block. I could play every down and everything. So as far as college, I say him. NFL wise, I was a Green Bay fan, so I watched a lot of
Okay.
Aaron Jones. Me and Aaron Jones are very, we're close. We talked in and there and all that because I think one day I reached out on him on Instagram. He responded
Mhm.
back. Didn't think he was. And, we've been cool since then.
That's
Uh, you
cool.
know, I try to manage. I try to watch his game, see how he do things, cause he catch the ball, run the ball, he blocks too as well. So and we like the same size a little bit too. I think he a little faster than me, but I don't know yet. Uh, but I just try to make sure I look at the people in the pro level and see what they do differently, and try to see, okay, how can I be the same as that, and try to make my game is like theirs, cause they at the level, so clearly they did something where they got into the next level and everything too.
Well, talking about the intangibles, right? We see the athleticism. You're fast, right? You got great hands. But the fact that you really pride yourself, let me go ahead and pull the video up, man. You pride yourself on the blocking, right? I love this video because you say, hey, man, a quarterback is not going to get touched. You seem to be physical, man. You enjoy the
Yeah.
physicality, man, the blocking, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like my boy Cricket, who's not here today with us, you like to lay the wood down, you know what I'm saying, my man, and get physical with it, right?
Yeah, man. You just that's the one thing that most runners got to do. Like when I was in high school, my coach said, "Look,
Mm,
you would never touch the run it. You would never touch the rock if you can't
mm,
block."
it's true.
That's what it was. You would never touch the rock if you can't block. And at the time, I was smaller, so I'm
Hmm.
like, "Yo, I can't block these dudes." But it had nothing to do about who's bigger or smaller. It's about who has the better lower base. Like, can I get lower to him to get underneath his chest?
Hmm.
Ever since then, man, I'm gonna block. I just feel like blocking it's part of the game. Cause you never get the ball. You never get the ball every
It's
time. You
true.
never catch the ball all the time. So you can just sit around in the backfield, go block somebody. Then if they coming, if they blitzing. So
Oh,
I take
man.
pride in that too, and to make sure my quarterback don't get touched.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome, man. Which is a great. I think I think a lot of running backs don't realize that either. They kind of stay away from that. Something like you said. That's great mentality in the sense of like, you know what? It's another reason to keep you on the field as well, in addition to all your what you call it, your other athletic abilities, right? Um, talk to us a little about talk a little about your how you showcase, man. I mean, you were before I go there, man, you got to tell me, where did the rabbit nickname come from? Before I go
Oh
there.
my oh yeah. So rabbit came from when I was in the younger rec league, and
Hmm.
we playing the game called Catch the Rabbit. So where everybody on the
Okay.
line, one person in front of everybody, and you got to catch the person. They
Okay.
never they never could catch me. Out of each practice, they never could catch me. And coach was like, yo, this dude name to be Rabbit. Like this game is his. Like nobody can catch him. And ever since then, man, everybody would just call me Rabbit, and that was the name I go with. Like my whole high school teachers and all that just say just Rabbit, Rabbit. Like it got to the point that people didn't know my real name.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. It's funny. I thought you were from like, in Florida, like the Clewiston, Belglades area. I know if you're familiar with that. A lot of football players
Yeah.
come from. I'm in South Florida myself, and they have a tradition in that area. I think it's in Belglades and the Clewiston area where there's a lot of cane fields, and a
Hmm.
lot of players come out of there, and a lot of the wide receivers and running backs, they have a tradition, which is they go out there and try to catch a rabbit. So so I thought I was like,
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, and it's funny. That's like a rite of passage, right? It's like all
Yeah,
these guys, like once you got to catch a rabbit, but and usually the guys that catch the rabbit or whatever, percentages are that they usually make it to the to the next level in college and stuff like
yeah.
that. So I'm like, you could probably catch a rabbit, bro, with your speed
I
and your
probably
head.
could. I never
You
tried.
probably
Every time I see a
could.
rabbit, I
Yeah,
blast my cousin. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Let me see. Let's share some footage here, man. Right here. This is one of your it's a nice little montage your program. Look at that, man. You have some ability, man. I see that you are definitely what you call yourself, and it's true, a third down back, where you bring the ability to get those tough yardage, but also catch the football from the backfield. And
Yes,
you
sir.
like a hell of a receiver, man. Tell us a little bit what kind of like in the offensive side, what would you bring to a team in that matter? You know what I mean?
I bring I bring in that they need me to be, like you said. They need me down to catch the ball, block,
Hmm.
get that first down. I know most times when it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1,
Hmm.
I'm probably gonna be that guy that get count on, because they know for a fact I'm gonna get that 1 yard. Or we ain't goal line, I'm gonna get that 1 yard, because I know for a fact that we gonna need that 1 yard more than
Hmm.
that defense need that 1 yard. And that's just the mentality thing. No matter what, I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna find a way to get that 1 yard. They and coaches trust me with that. It's just what it was. And playing at Virginia State, I didn't do a lot of special teams at Norfolk State. So when I got to
Hmm.
Virginia State, and I did a lot of special teams,
Okay.
and we did a punt, and we had punt, and the coaches trusted me for the fake punts. For you to trust me with a fake punt, that means you got to have a lot of trust in me, because if it
Hmm.
goes wrong, it goes wrong. But I did 2 fake punts in one game, and I got the first
Wow.
down, and it changed the game. Like
Wow.
the 2 fake punts changed the game. So
That's crazy.
I'm a game changer when it's time. You like I don't fold under pressure. When there's pressure's there, I'm ready to go, because I just been around a lot of football games. I got 4 state championships. I ran track. I played against higher teams. I played against Wake Forest, Toledo. I ran against fast people. Like
Hmm.
nothing's gonna scare me, because at the end of the day, like, it's you versus me.
Wow. Let me ask you, because now that you mentioned track as a dual athlete, right? Because you ran track in college as well. How does that help you on
Man,
the field?
it helped me tremendously. Like, bro, like just running track. It just
Hmm.
I did the decathlon. So I did every event. I did 10
Hmm.
events. So I did
Oh.
running, jumping, distance, hurling, all that. So like just being athletic, showing that I could be athletic in all the things. I like throwing. I like doing discus, shot put, the 160. I'm a quick guy.
Hmm.
I'm a very competitive person. Like that's what I did the decathlon, because it's 10 events. I'm gonna beat you in some of these events. Like I'm competitive. That's why the coaches put me in it, because they know for a fact that Riley's gonna get him his all in every event, no matter what, if he's good or not in it. And my first time doing decathlon, I got third. So being a part-time decathlon versus people that did decathlon, I got third. It just shows that no matter what, I'm gonna give my all.
Oh, that's great. I mean, the decathlon, man. I mean, you definitely are an athlete. I mean, just to like, you know what I'm saying? Just to like go ahead and do a decathlon, that's insane. And your numbers at your pro days are pretty impressive, right? 4.48, 1.53 in the 10 yard, 4.39 in the 10. Listen, you definitely have some burst. That's what I like to see, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And apart from being a strong, like you say, you're 5'9", but man, 216. I've seen your workout videos. You went ahead and you got really, really like you shredded yourself, right? You
yeah,
started working out. You know what I'm saying? You kind of changed your body. That's just a lot of determination. That is really, really awesome, man.
yeah. Because
Um.
I was playing at like 220.
Hmm.
I just didn't think that was gonna be like that. I didn't like how I looked as far as like NFL caliber. So I was like, I
Hmm.
gotta shred it down. So I shredded down to 210. Then I leaned it back up to 215 with muscle. Just look like an NFL running back. So when he see me, the eye
Hmm.
test, it just looked like, okay, he looks NFL ready. That's all it was.
Awesome, awesome. Talking about NFL or any other professional franchise, what would a professional franchise be getting on and off the field? What kind of professional they'll be getting with you if they pick you up and they sign you or they draft you?
A leader, man, a hardworking leader that's gonna bring the energy every day, no matter what, because everybody don't get this opportunity, and I'm doing it for everybody back home that didn't get the opportunity to do it. I want to make sure that I lead the room, lead the running back room, lead the
Hmm.
offense, and just do what I got to do to make sure that our team can come off and be successful every week. Like win 1-0 every week. I've been on teams that won games and that lost games, so I know how it looks when to win games, win championships, and all that. And I know what they need every day to bring it. At the end of the day, that we all here for the same goal. We all here to win a championship, win a Super Bowl.
Gotcha. Yep. Championship is what it's all about, right? I think that's what every athlete in almost every sport, part the money's great, right? But I think the greatness is number one. The winning and the waiting is number one priority. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Awesome, awesome. Who is your? Yeah, and I think you might have mentioned it. Aaron Jones. Is that your closest comparison, more or less? Somebody that you
Yeah.
think in the NFL, like if you look Aaron
Yeah.
Jones.
Because I mean, I look at a lot of people. In high school, I
Mm-hmm.
was a Saquon and Ezekiel Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, I used to roll my shirt up like a Zeke, should a
Okay.
little stomach hanging off and everything. You know,
Yeah.
people used to call me Zeke. I used to hurt and all that. Then transitioning to my like freshman college, I looked more like Saquon. Try to
Okay.
do like Saquon, do a hurdle and all that.
Yep.
People. Then moving up, getting close, I was just going to Aaron Jones. So like, I just found somebody that I like, and I see how his game was flowing, and
Mm-hmm.
how people looked at him and the way things was doing. I was like, okay, I need to be like this. Okay, I need to do things like this because it's working. It's working. So I used to watch their
Mm-hmm.
workout videos, and just try to do that in a better way.
Great, man. I mean, yeah, you definitely a hard worker. I mean, what's your training regime right now? Are you still staying pretty active on a daily basis,
Oh
training
yeah, for
until
sure.
until the draft?
Yeah. So I wake up at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Do I got to do and everything? I hit the gym by 10. Gym
Mm-hmm.
by 10. Be done by 12. I take a shot back home. Then I go back. Then I go to work. So I
Okay.
drive to my school where I head coach at. So from like
Okay.
1:30 to like 2ish, just warm up, stretch, do a mile. By the time I'm done the mile, it's time for to get the kids come out of class, go to work. Boom, from 3 to 5:30 class because I'm getting my master's at Virginia State. So I graduated
Okay.
this May. So
Oh,
class from
great.
6 to 9. Boom, back home, shower, stretch, do it over again.
So he's like the 12, 14-hour days pretty much, man, when it's all said
Yeah,
and done.
I got my day schedule and packed because I want to
Hmm.
make sure I have a tight schedule so everything's aligned.
So I know that you got your bachelor's. What did you get your bachelor's in?
Mass communication,
Mass communication. And what are you getting your master's in now that you're
media
going for it?
management.
Okay. Great. Man, you have
Yeah,
a plan, dude. You definitely have a
yeah, of
plan. And I
course.
could see how everything is tied up together. You know what I'm saying? I think the experience you gained with negotiating deals for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And really after that, I see why you're going that route. I mean, man, great, man. And you're definitely you have a really good head over your shoulders, man, and definitely mature beyond your years.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's really awesome. Now I'm going to put you on the spot, man. All right, because you got a little bit NIL background. The Tennessee quarterback has some controversy. I know you always got to bring that over. I want to hear your thoughts on Nico. Put
Uh,
yourself. I don't know. You tell me. It's all good. Nobody gets judged here, man. When you come to
yeah.
my show, we just shoot the shit. You know what I'm saying? What
So
do
it's
you think?
50-50 because I be hearing
Uh,
people talk about how
yeah.
well, he was a 5-star QB and this and this
Mm-hmm.
now. Okay. My thing is, yes, he was a 5-star QB,
Mm-hmm.
but that was in high school. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get to college, that 5-star, 4-star, 3-star don't mean nothing no more. This is what it
Gotcha.
was. Because I know a lot of 5-star, 4-star people that went to college, that doesn't mean nothing no more because they gonna do it again. Yes, he wants more money because, that's what he wants. But I mean, me being raised who I am, 2 million right there. 2 million for me is a lot. So
Yeah.
for
If
me,
anybody.
for like, I'm not ready to $2 million. I had zero. So me getting $2 million, I'm not ready. Oh, I want 4 million now. Not knowing like, okay, if I would have won a playoff games or championship, maybe I could talk a little. I can, do little things, but he haven't done enough yet
Yep.
to get the money. Now, if he came back this year, took Tennessee to it, did they go to pass last year?
They got to the playoffs last year, but
Okay,
they
cool.
didn't. They didn't go far.
Okay,
They lost
okay,
in the first game.
okay. First, okay, he went to pass last year, first year throwing. Okay, boom. Come back
Mm-hmm.
this year, he goes around like to round 2, 3, maybe. Okay, now he's working. Now we might extend it just a little much because you got to play us twice in a row. So now they extend it again. Hopefully you do some better next year. It's all how it's a timing. It was a bad
Mm-hmm.
timing.
That's
Bad
what I
timing.
thought
That's
too.
all it was. Bad timing.
I, I
You
think it
know.
was bad timing, and and I get it, right? You know what I mean? He made I mean, he was in contract for 1.5 million, right? But he's
Mm-hmm.
getting now like 3.5 or whoever. And I get it. At that age, you're like, man, that's $2 more million, right? You don't know what could happen tomorrow. I understand what his mentality is. Let me just get my money now, right? And eventually, I'm probably gonna make the NFL too as well. But I think that the way it was done, you know what I mean? It could have been done a little better. Maybe have some conversations with the university, right? Hey guys, look, this is where I'm at. And if we're still going to pursue other opportunities, do it a little cleaner. I mean, you just not show up to practice and say, "Yo, I'm out." You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
think
I
he
just
sees.
don't. I just don't. As a quarterback that people look
Yeah.
up to you because you lead the room.
As, exactly.
It's just like I just feel like it was kind of like a selfish thing because they need a quarterback to throw the ball. I probably now,
Yeah.
yes, they got other quarterbacks that can throw the ball, but they want the quarterback they was throwing with last year because that's who's there. See, for me, at the end of the day, I feel like I won't say it's selfish, but at the end of the day, like he could have handled it a different way.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
my mom would have slapped me inside my head like, "Boy, what are you doing? You getting $2 million? You know, you good." I'm not money hungry. That's what we call money. I'm not money
Yeah.
hungry. I take what I get because at the end of the day, most people not getting the opportunity.
Shout out to
So
mom, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Mom raised a good one. Shout out to mom. And that's a different. Yeah, his dad didn't do that. His pop was probably, was the one. Actually, according to the rumors, his pops told him to sit out in the playoff game. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Just to make a statement. So, you're absolutely right. Yeah, great point. Really, really great point, man. What else? What else you got going on coming up right now? I know we got the draft coming up next weekend.
man.
What do you got? What do you got going on in the meantime? Anything you want anybody to follow and look for you?
As of right now, man, I just dropped my ebook on NIL. That's crazy. You
Okay.
ask. I
Oh,
just
you
made an
did?
ebook.
Nice.
I just made an ebook. Just a digital ebook about NIL and how I can help y'all. People, the student
Mhm.
athletes, coaches, parents, whatever, just learn about NIL and everything. So I just dropped the ebook. On my website and all that. It's called King of NIL ebook.com.
Okay.
But as right now, I'm just training. Drafting like what 10 more days.
Hmm.
Just waiting. It's a waiting game. Waiting for a phone call. Waiting for opportunity.
Hmm.
Praying for opportunity and all that. Every day I email. Yeah, I just try to email scouts, people just to look at my film. Take a chance. All it takes is one person to give you a chance. And I'm gonna make the most of it. I've been doing that my whole life, so there's nothing new now. I'm not gonna stop now.
All right, do me a favor. DM me the link to your book. All
Okay.
right, on your website, so I could put it in the description of this video, and we could also go ahead and shout it out in our account. All right, to
Okay.
get you out there, because hey, listen, honestly, the way that you've able to work yourself and grind some deals for yourself, I think it's something that I think every kid. Because, like you said, man, it's not just about the $1 million, man. You could make some money that can help you get through college, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Food, like I said, lodging, right? That scholarship sometimes is not enough, is what I've heard, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you, but then everything else additionally, it's on you. And I think you could, instead of having a part-time job, you could probably make the money that gives you the part-time money or even
Mm-hmm.
more. And I think the way that you've handled, I mean, I looked at the amount of deals. What did you have? Like 8 different deals at one point, several outlets. I mean, or 50. It's what I heard on
I got
the
I got over 100 deals.
yo, come on, man. You can't go wrong with that. And that's all with you, knocking on doors, sending emails. You know what I mean? Listen, dude, you could probably write a book about selling. All right. You know what I'm saying, dude? About doing outside sales, man. And because that is probably what it is. You selling yourself, but also
Yeah.
having the maturity and the drive to take a risk, not be scared, man. And that's what it's all about, man.
Yes, sir.
Successful people take risk, and individuals who fail are not afraid of failing and then just go and take another risk again. You know what I mean? Because at one point they're gonna hit, and you were a testament of that, my friend. Good
Yes,
job,
sir.
man.
Thank you.
No problem, man. Listen, thanks for jumping on. If you want to shout out your socials, anything, where can they find you? Go ahead and do so.
All my social media platforms, just my name, Rayquan Smith. I
Okay.
keep it simple so everybody can find me. RayQuan Smith.
Awesome, brother. Listen, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on, man. It was a great interview. We you got a fan here on the Unscripted Sportscast from the Average Joe Sports Talk Network, man. Share with me. Go ahead and tag me or DM me any post, man. We're here to try to push as much as we can. We had about 5 guys. We had some other guys. Jameer Augustine. We had Carl Smith Jr. I don't know if you are familiar with these names. They're guys all in the same scenario. They're all playing the FCS ball. We had a Javante Hare on the show, and they're all grinding just like you to get an
Yes,
opportunity,
sir.
man. And let me tell you something, bro. It's like anything else. This team, I wish they could shine the line more on players like you guys and the HBCUs, the smaller D1s, the D2s, because they are missing out on probably great professionals, not on the field, but also, off the field, which I
Yes,
wish
sir.
you the best. Wish
Yes,
you the
sir.
best, my
Thank you.
man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, brother. Stay safe. All right. And good luck, man. We'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Good night, my man.
Good night, man.